Hey huge fans, quickly interwebs, it's me, SongVestG1. We're going to be looking at the Picard trailer today. Yes, I thought I'd throw my hat over the wall. As everybody knows, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, you see. I have ships and stuff. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Picard trailer here. Forgive the crudity of this video, but I don't have the equipment to do what all the other YouTubers do. So, but I am working on it. But, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at the trailer, and we are going to be pausing it at certain points. I'm going to turn this down a little, because I don't want fucking CBS or anybody else going, copyright claim. So, we're going to be having a look. So, like I say, I've seen this trailer a couple of times now, and I just want my, my reaction to this, on TV, on YouTube. So, like I said, we're going to start playing it, and I'm going to stop it when there's something interesting to look at. And there we go. So we'll give it a start. Right, we're already... So, the first few shots there of Chateau Picard. Let's go back there. See, Chateau Picard. Now, for those of you who don't know, Captain Picard's brother was the family... run the family farm, run the family chateau, doing the all vineyard stuff. And in Generations, Picard's brother, his nephew, and his sister-in-law all die. Spoilers, but I mean, come on, 94 dudes. So we also see this in All Good Things, which is a quote-unquote future version of Picard, and he is indeed growing vineyards in Le Bar, France. But so we're estimating this to be 2395 or 98 or something, 2390s at least. So yeah, we'll carry on. So we'll pause it there. I don't think there's anything in this room that could be an Easter egg or anything like that I can see. It seems to be a bit sort of stylised a bit. Let's see if I can get in closer. There we go. See what I'm doing now. Oh, now this is what I want to see. This is a com badge from 2371. So we first saw this com badge in Season 3 of Deep Space Nine, Season 1 of Voyager, and Star Trek Generations. But it's also the last com badge we see Picard wearing in Nemesis, which is 2379. So this looks to be about perfect. Oh shit, it's downstairs. So we're looking at a 2371 com badge, which appears to be... I haven't actually analysed it yet, but it appears to be spot on. As in, they haven't changed it for any reason. This is good news to me. Now I have one of these, and now I need a box to put it in when I'm not wearing it.
Nearly 2 decades ago,
now here's another interesting shot. He says about Commander Data sacrificing himself, which he does at the end of Nemesis. Now, there is another android in that film, B4. This can't possibly be Data because Data did go kaboom. But there is a scene in Nemesis where Data transfers his memory and his personality and the subroutines to make B4 more like Data, because B4 was a prototype. This could also be Law, because Law was disassembled in Star Trek Next Generation episode Descent, is where we last see Law. So this could be Law. I mean, there is some sort of burn marks on the chest there. So it is possible that, because Data does shoot him, so it could be that. So it could be Law. But Law ties into something else later, and I'll get into that. So we'll carry on. And then we've got the vineyard again, Picard walking. And that there is Picard's dog, called Number 1, which is pretty cool. And now we've got Picard wearing the com badge. Like I say, it appears to be spot on. Now, it looks like Picard has retired, and he's living in Le Bar, France, doing the vineyard. but it's not what he wants. He wants to be, commanding a starship again. He wants to be on the bridge. He wants to be, being Picard as we know him best. And sort of wearing the com badge is reminiscing of old times.
But it never truly felt like home.
Yeah, it never truly felt like home.
Do you know who I am? Everything inside of me says that I'm safe with you.
Now this is well, I'll just go back to that. Let me take it back slightly. There, this character here is called Danj, I believe, or Danij, or Dinij. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. But she seems to be the MacGuffin for this series. She doesn't know who she is. She appears to be at least human. She could be Betazoid, we're not sure. But she appears to be at least human, and she somehow knows Picard, but Picard doesn't know her either. So it is, again, it's a bit odd. Well, it's not a bit odd. I mean, we just don't know anything at the moment. People are speculating that she is Borg. She is a former Borg queen, like freed from the collective or something like that. And she could turn nasty, evil. But that's not the Borg style, and I really hate that cliche. They did it with Battlestar Galactica, where they have the super intelligent robots that appear human, and kill everyone. And it works for things like Terminator and things like that. But in Star Trek, I don't want the Borg to be that. So let's carry on. Now, here's an interesting shot. This is what I said about 2395. Let me see if I can just go back a couple of frames. Yes, now, I don't know if you're going to see it, but obviously this is going back to Starfleet Academy. This guy here, you're not going to see it on this thing, is wearing a 2395 comm badge. Now, the comm badge Captain Janeway wears at the end of Endgame. It's also the last episode of Voyager called Endgame, which is in this sort of time period. And also we see Jake Sisko, an older Jake Sisko, and the crew of the Defiant wearing the same comm badge from the same year. And of course, most famously, in All Good Things. And it appears to be spot on. Now, the uniforms have changed a little since All Good Things. They look more sort of reminiscent of Voyager, with the coloured shoulders rather than the 2395 uniforms. Now that gives me hope. That gives me real big hope, because everybody, I'm not a fan of Discovery, and they changed everything. But this seems to be spot on so far.
Admiral, I am in contact.
Now here we see an admiral. I'm not sure if she's supposed to be anybody. I think she's just sort of an admiral. But we see the new LCAR system in the back there, which is looking pretty cool. Really pretty cool. You also can see a map there as well. Don't know if you're going to see it very well, but there is a map, and you can see the Romulan Empire, the Cardassian Union, the Federation, and the Klingon Empire. So it appears to be on spot on so far. Let's carry on. And what looks like a model of a Tesseract. Perhaps this could be part of it, or a cube at least. So, like I said, I've already watched the trailer a few times, like I said earlier. Let's see where we go next. Now, I'm getting a bit tired of these pulse, like Star Wars style blasters. I want some beams, but it's fine. It's one of those things. And there she is kicking ass. She's really cool. Now, this is an interesting shot. This could be Vulcan, it could also be Mars, and these could be Romulan ships. They don't appear to be Romulan, they could be Raiders, they could be Gorn, they could be, new Klingon ships maybe. We just don't know. Those are, well, I guess we don't know. We won't know until we find out. But that could be Vulcan or Mars being red, or it could be another planet entirely. But it's an interesting shot nonetheless, and there's quite a lot of ships there. I'm hoping for good, cool space battles. None of this fucking snap zoom fucking documentary style shit. I'm getting a bit tired of that shit at the minute. But anyway. Now here's an interesting thing. We have what appears to be somebody being experimented on. And these guys look like Romulans. Because they've got the green holographic stuff and look at what appears to be like some kind of force field holding the body down. Which will become apparent later.
Sometimes I worry that
Now, interesting, Captain Picard Day. This appeared in. Now, this could be poignant, and I'll get to that in a moment as well. This is from the episode Pegasus, the Captain Picard Day, where the Skull Children on the Enterprise D have a Captain Picard Day, and they do pictures and sculptures and make little figures of Captain Picard, and he has to choose the one, and whoever wins gets a prize. Now, this is a very good recreation of that banner. However, it isn't quite. There is extra names here, a few more over here, and and it's on sort of like a silver backing. I mean, it's very close, and to be fair, that episode was filmed back in '94, so, hats off. That's not a criticism, it's only because, it's just how it appeared in the episode. Now, this could be a flashback, or somebody could have saved this banner. I'm not entirely sure. We won't know until we see it, obviously. I don't think this is supposed to be the Enterprise D at all, but because it's the wrong colour for a one. I think somebody saved this just to inspire Captain Picard, maybe. But who knows? But it's a very good recreation of it, but it's not quite right. But I'm letting that slide only because, that thing was made 20 odd years ago, so, well, almost 30 years ago. Jesus Christ. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah. Now, here's an interesting shot. This appears to be it's a Romulan prison camp, because we've got Romulan signage over here, but these guys are obviously Romulans, but these look like Borg assimilation tubes. Not simulation tubes, sorry. These look like Borg regeneration alcoves. Get my fucking words out, Tone. And yeah, they look a little bit different, but mostly they look spot on. I mean, they're not the green sort of energy things going around isn't present. That's good because these could be depowered. But this is interesting here. We have what suggests that this facility used to be Borg. It says there, this facility has gone 5,843 days without an assimilation. Come on, focus, you twat. Also says it in English and in Romulan as well, which is interesting. Now, the thing is as well, 5,843 days is 16 years. And 16 years between now and the end of Nemesis. Now, that could be just a little nod to the end of Nemesis, just that it's been that long, which is a really nice little Easter egg, if that's the case. Also, on these, the banners there, you can see the Romulan Star Empire symbol, but it's red instead of green. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to do the whole supernova Kelvin timeline thing, but, never know. And then we've got some, what could be prisoners, we're not sure. This is the MacGuffin right here, Dange. But here, a fucking Andorian. We haven't seen an Andorian in the 24th century. Not sure what species this guy's from. But they mostly appear human, at least. And these could be prison jumpsuits, maybe. And then we've got what could be Vulcan and Starfleet headquarters again. Then we've got these guys. The new crew. He could be Vulcan or a Romulan. See, now, that line there, be the captain that they remember, which a lot of people are speculating this, right? These guys on this ship here, the new crew. Oh, I'll get to that in a moment as well. Let me go back. I'm trying to get... Right, those guys on the ship there, they could be the kids from the Enterprise D. That's why he says, be the captain that they remember, and the whole Captain Picard Day thing. That is a very interesting thing to me, that ties it very nicely. I mean, other people have speculated this as well. Now, wait a minute. Let me go back a bit. Now, this shot... Oh, fucking I've done it again. Now, this shot intrigues me very much. This could possibly be Bajor. Now, everybody seems to have missed this. Now, what I mean by Bajor, that this thing here looks an awful lot like Deep Space Nine. Now, they could be building monuments to Deep Space Nine because of the emissary. Now, that is very interesting because, of course, Picard does visit Bajor a couple of times, you know, because of Rolaren and everybody and people like that. So that is very interesting. So this could, in fact, be Bajor. And then more people. Now there, he said she doesn't know what she truly is, so she's obviously some kind of sleeper agent maybe. She doesn't know anything, or she doesn't know what she's capable of, which looks like the main crux of the show. That's it, the end of all. Fucking Borg cube. Look at that bastard. A new Borg cube. And it looks like a fucking Borg cube. With the exception of these blue points on it. Like there's a section missing there. And what these blue points could be a force field. Now it could be that this is the facility I mentioned earlier on. Or they could be salvaging this cube. You know, because in the '09 movie, the mining ship that Nero travels with is in fact adapted Borg technology, reverse engineered Borg technology. Sorry, it clicked off then my video. Only 7 of fucking 9. Holy shit. See, now this all ties back to the Borg being in this, quite a major story arc. Because, of course, 7 of 9 we used to be Borg. Now, again, she does a Borg implant there. It looks a little bit different, but 25 years, you know, well, no, it's 18 years since the end of Voyager. So, you know, she could have modified it over the years, and she is appearing to be a little bit more human. So, and of course, don't forget that she's lived as a human last few years, since the end of Voyager. So she's probably modified it, rebuilt it, things like that. So I'm letting that slide as well. Normally I'd be like, no, fucking hell, no. But the fact that 7 of fucking 9 is back, which also ties back to when he's on Bajor, so we might get, in fact, you know, other characters popping up as well, like maybe Chief O'Brien or somebody. That'd be cool. Here is an interesting shot. Now it's been now this looks like a Borg autopsy, right? And they look like the Romulans are peeling away a ocular implant, maybe, or the side of the implants that you see at the side of Borg-Drone's heads. And you can see that the wires have been removed, and there's a few bits and pieces still there, and there's a wire still sticking out there, and a bit there. It's been confirmed that Jonathan Dell'Arco is back, you know, who played third of 5 Hugh in iBorg and Descent Part 2. Now that suggests that the android they've got in that case is in fact Law. You know, there's all these little callbacks to the TNG and DS9 and Voyager so far. That is a really interesting thing, and the fact that this, like I said, it also makes me think that cube that you saw earlier is in fact a Romulan internment camp, and they are experimenting on dead Borg or even a live Borg, maybe. Who knows? Let's see. Engage. Star Trek Picard. One criticism I do have, they've used the original series font here. I would much rather use the Next Generation font, but, you know, it is what it is. TL Grey Hot. Holy shit. Fucking Data. And it looks like he's wearing his Nemesis uniform. But Brent Spiner is back as Data. Holy shit. That is fucking cool. That is fucking cool. Never in a million years would I ever thought I would ever see Data back on TV. But there he is. Looks a little odd, but, you know, they've used... I mean, Brent Spiner is unfortunately getting a lot older. You know, it's been, you know, almost 16 years since the end of Nemesis. So... You know, his face does look a little bit odd, but you know, it looks like Data for me. I'm all in. Also, as well, they have confirmed that this is in fact Data, but what they haven't confirmed is how or what this Data is. Brent Spiner at Comic Con kind of said that he is Data, but not as you might think. So that suggests that this might be a holodeck program, or in fact that this is B4 or even Law. They've rebuilt him and put Data's mind in there. Again, that's no bad thing. That's kind of cool.
I can see that, Ted.
Oh man. Yeah, that is fucking cool. That is fucking cool. So yeah, thank you for watching me break down this trailer. So please like, share and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Give this channel a big fucking thumbs up. Check out my Patreon. Check out my other playlists. And please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. You're all awesome. Bye for now.